Visio has got two scroll bars. You have a vertical scroll bar on the right hand side, which allows you to drag the elevator box down and up to scroll up and down the page so you can see different parts of a page. You also have a horizontal scroll bar towards the bottom of your screen, and you can drag to the left and to the right to scroll to the left and the right of your page. This is particularly useful if you hit the plus, the zoom in button, to the right of your status bar. If you zoom in and make the page larger, it becomes important to be able to scroll up and scroll down to see different parts of your page. And if I hit the minus, I can take it back down so I can see my whole page on the screen. The other thing you can do is to hold the Control and the Shift keys down and click your left mouse button. When I hold Control and Shift and click the left mouse button, I'm zooming in. I'm now at 106%. If I click the left button again, I keep zooming in. So I'm just holding the Control and the Shift key and I keep clicking the left mouse button. Now I'm at 400%. If I hold the Control and the Shift key down and click the right mouse button, I'll eventually zoom out. And now I'm back to 106, and now I'm back to 93%. And I use my horizontal scroll bar to put the page back in the center of the screen. So Control Shift left mouse button zooms in, and Control Shift right mouse button zooms out. You can also bring up something called the pan and zoom window. If you click on the View tab in the ribbon and you go to the Show group, you've got a button called Task Pane. If I click the Task Panes button, I can click Pan and Zoom, and that's this wee window here, which at the moment is floating, and I can move it by its title and move it around the screen till it's somewhere useful. If I want to get rid of it, I can hit the X and close the Pan and Zoom window. If I want to bring it back, I'll go back to the View tab in the ribbon, back to the Task Panes button, and bring back Pan and Zoom. The Pan and Zoom button can also be docked. If you right-click its name, you can dock this window. If I left-click Dock Window, it's now docked over here with my stencils. If I grab it with this mouse pointer, I can float it or move it anywhere onto the screen, to the right, to the left, or back over to the stencils. But I prefer it to be floating in the middle of the screen. What you can also do with the pan and zoom is it's got a little magnifying glass with a plus and a magnifying glass with a minus. It's also got a little slider, and I can drag the slider up and drag the slider down to increase my magnification. I can also hit the little plus to zoom in and the little minus to zoom out. The idea is on the pan and zoom window you have a red rectangle which you can resize. By placing your mouse in any of the four corners and getting the double-headed arrow, I can drag in and make the rectangle smaller. I can then put my mouse in the middle of the red rectangle and drag it around, and I'm effectively panning and zooming around my page. I'm panning to the top right left corner, the bottom left corner, the bottom right corner, and the top right corner. So I'm panning around. And the zoom is simply hitting the minus and the plus until I'm zooming in at the level I want to see. I'll leave the pan and zoom window open for the moment, and I'll take my magnification back to 93%, and I'll scroll so I can see my page clearly.